Hello and welcome to this video. In this video, we are going to dive into the concept of user field in WhatsApp Bot Builder. So let's start by understanding what a user field actually is. Imagine you have a cabinet with infinite number of drawers. Each drawer can hold a single piece of information about your users, like what is your PIN code, email, street address. This is what a user field is. It allows you to store any specific information about each user. You can create as many fields as you need depending upon the data you want to collect from your users. So user fields are really powerful because they help you organize information for each individual. So for example, if a user tells you their street name, you can create a user field like street to save that information. All right, now that we have covered the theory, let's switch over to WhatsApp Bot Builder platform and I'll show you how this works step by step. So we do have two manual process to create the user field. First one is click on settings, go to user field. To create a new user field, I have already created some of these. You need to click on create a new user field right here. Name your user field, select the type. It could be text, number, data and time, depending upon the data which you want to store. And then you can also write some description for your rest of your team members. All right, that was the one way to create the user field. The another way is to create directly using flows. So we have already created a test flow. Let's click on this test flow and let's go to content. So the in the content block, what we are trying to through to the client is, hi, welcome to XYZ store. Then what we have created input block. So let's create an input and let's see which type of information you want to take from your client. So in this case, let's ask for what is your street address and click on this save. And now the real question is where you would like to save this user field. So here you see the option choose field. Click on this. Once we click on this choose field value, a new dialog box will appear, which will say reply type. So since this is the street address, let it be the text. Then you need to choose the option to store this street value. So remember, we have already created user field name street. So what I will do when I will click on this button street, whenever my customer will write street, that value will be stored in this user field name street. So click on this button street. Selected the street option. Scrolling down, you will find some other options like the data retention policy, which is vintage right here. Then you can write some retry message. Let's say you're storing your data value is text type, but let's say your customer is writing something else, then in that case you can send them retry message that please write text. Once you will click on save, your street address will be stored in the user field which we just created, street. Now if you want to show what you have stored, let's create one more text element and right here, okay, we will deliver at your address this. And now to print the value which customers has entered in here, you need to click on this curly braces option, click on it and choose the user value in which you have stored your data. So in this case we have stored our data in street, so I will click on the street and then click on save button. So let's see what happened. We have, first of all, we have a text element, which is just giving a display opening message, hi, welcome to our XYZ store. Then we have asked for user input, what is your street address? And then we have stored that street address in one of the user field called street. And here using the curly braces, this is how you show your data which you have taken from the customer. So let's now give it a dry run. Go to your charts, click your contact and click on this three dots, click on run flow and the flow name is test. So click on test. So here what it will give when you will click on this button, it is asking what is a street address. And let's say our user has replied something like Mahatma Gandhi Street. And here's the magic. Our customer has replied Mahatma Gandhi Street, and WhatsApp bot builder has stored this data and give it back. Okay, we will deliver at your address, Mahatma Gandhi Street. Now I want to show you one more thing in the flows. Let's go to flows. Let's go to test. And here, let's change the data type. Let's take the example of numeric value. So right here, what is your product quantity? And in this example, we will want to take the user field as numeric value. So click on this choose field button, the option to the place where you would like to place the value of this product quantity. So click on this drop down and you would see that we already have our order ID user field. But let's say this time, instead of using already created user field, we want to create something new. So click on this add new user field button right here. And here you will get the option to create the user field. So we can create something for product QUN quantity. And what you can do here in the type, let's choose number this time. Click on this and create field. And now in the drop down, we can choose the product quantity user field, which we just created. So click on this product quantity. Here in the retry message, you can write something like, we only take numeric values. Now here's the magic. So the product quantity user field is numeric type, but let's say your customer is replying something in text format, then your bot will give them this message, which will say we only take numeric values. Click on this save button and now let's give it a try. More thing which I wanted to talk about, let's say you have stored this value into product quantity, but what should be the next message? So I have created one more text element right here, and then here we are writing, okay, we will deliver product quantity. So this product quantity in curly braces will return the value which my customer will enter in this block. So let's test it. Charts, click on one of our open charts, and then let's run this flow. Click on this through three dots, run flow, and then test. Now our bot is asking, what is your product quantity? But let's say your user has replied something numeric, right? Let's say 5. So the user has replied 5, but the value which we have set is numeric. So let's see the magic. Your bot has given a reply, we only take numeric values. So let's say this time your user has replied, okay, I need 15. So now your bot has identified, okay, the entered value is numeric. So it has accepted and gave it a reply, okay, we will deliver 15 quantity. So this is how you take and build user field. I hope you enjoyed this video. So let me give it a rephrase. To create a user field manually, you can click on setting, go to user field and click here create new user field, and you can create those field. Or the another way to create a user field is directly from flows. Click on your flows, let's say test, and let's say you don't have any existing user field. So what you can do, you can click on choose field, and when you will click on this drop down, you can directly create a new user field using this option, add new user field. So this is it. These are the two ways how you create user field. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, please reach out to our help center and we will help you. Thank you.